Good morning. This is Angela Thoma with Dogwood Paper Arts. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have a stack of things for this journal that we're working on. It's a Ciao paper. I think it's called The Sounds of Spring, something like that. I took a couple days off because I was thinking about this and tried some different things for the cover, and I know we were going to sew in the signature today, but I don't know, we'll try and get there. But what we are going to do first is this was one of the ideas I came up with, was to put this on here and tuck something into it, make a collage on here. I decided against it. It's this background that's getting me. And the other thing is that I brought along some pink beads, and I was thinking, or green beads, either one. I was thinking about putting them on the edges of the spine. So I'm still not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I have these beautiful green. Not enough, I don't think. I might have some more. But I wanted to be able to put those on the spine somewhere. And if I didn't have enough of those, then I have, of course, these are pretty heavy glass beads. And then I have these little lighter glass beads and plastic beads, glass and plastic. But I had this rose quartz. Let's have a look. It's a low-grade quartz, but it's beautiful. Oh, and the other thing I have is I do have Swarovski crystals. So this is the... Oh, beads! It's called a rose quartz. So I was thinking about putting that on the spine when we sew in the signature. So that is my thought process. Don't know if we're going to do that or not. We may end up having to put like pearls on it or something because of the lace we choose. But let's make the cover first. So like I was saying, this background, it really got me. I just could not work with it. You know, I had this on there, and it was the background. It just kept talking to me saying, I don't want to be here. So, you know, I thought, well, I could flip my book inside out, and this would make it a great outside cover. But gosh, then I might get a big owie here because I've formed the book this way, and honestly, it just would not work. So, I decided that I'm going to cover it up with this beautiful piece of paper, which was my original thought anyway. And so we're going to go ahead and use that. We're going to go around the edges with, let me grab some pink. And, whoops, wrong drawer. I always grab the wrong drawer. I want to try this Stays On, but I also have the Distress Oxide in the Victorian Velvet. And, you know, I love it so much. So we might use that. Let's have a look at it. Oh, I'm in love. But let's just try the Stays On, and you know, I'll just bet it's way too pink. Oh yeah, look at that. Way too pink. So let's go back to this one and rub that over it. That's okay. And then we are going to go back over it again with a brown color ink. I should put some black thread in my machine, and I don't even know if I own black thread, to be honest with you. You know, I really don't know. Gotta soften that up a little bit. So, let's cover that. Okay, now I like to go back over it with a little bit of maybe timber brown, just to grunge it up a little bit. And it will also help that stays on ink not to run. I mean, this oxide ink not to run if it was to get wet. I mean, it will still run, but maybe cross your fingers, not as bad. Of course, now there's no reason that your journal should be getting wet unless you're writing a sad page and you're crying all over it. Let's not cry. I've had my cries this week. We had a death in the family, and just all the memories and the love that I had for this person. Well, you know how it is. She was just such a wonderful person. So, anyway, we are going to move on. Now, I do have white, that off-white in there. I would kind of like to sew around it because that's kind of what we've been doing. But before we do that, let's ink up this guy. It will need it too. Erase my pencil lines where I cut the paper. So now you see that I cut this paper just to fit. I didn't cut it all the way to the edge because I don't need to. But you can see I have only left like 1/8 of an inch around it. And it's really just to cover up that fabric. I don't know, I loved the fabric when I bought it, and when I put it on here, I didn't like it anymore. Strangest thing. It is just so strange, my friends. Pretty. Yeah, very pretty. I better stop or I'll be pinking up the whole background. So I love to add a little bit of the pink, and then I love to go over it with a little bit of the brown. It just kind of, I don't know, it adds a little more vintage look to it maybe. Ooh, that's too much. This is a really dark brown, so I should be more careful than I'm being. It's on the back cover. Artistic license here, right? Okay, so there's that. There's that. Put those back there. Put that pink one up there so I don't use it. I am saving these for tags, so back there with that. Let's pull over the sewing machine and go ahead and stitch around this with some zigzag. That's my sewing scissors. Those are okay here right now. Put my iron back there. So my room is quite a mess right now. I really need to redo it. And I can't find anybody to help me put up a cabinet that I need up above my desk here so that I can hook my camera to it and it will stay in a solid place. So that's what I'm currently thinking about, is learning how to do that myself. Let's see. I'm going to do a practice stitch here. Let's see where I'm at. Too big. Too big. Perfect. Now I might be able to use this for something eventually. Maybe make a stamp out of it or something. Don't know if it would work, but we could try it. What the heck? We can try anything. Right? Of course. Okay, I'm going to put that really close to the edge. Okay, off and running. Pull this up a little bit closer. I always have to remember my buttons on this machine. Sorry it's so noisy. Turn your volume down. I can always try to edit it out, but I don't do a lot of editing on my videos. It's just time consuming. Okay, we're going to tie these two together on top. Boing. We could pull them all to the back, but I want it to actually finish a stitch right there. So that's why I'm not pulling anything to the back, and I think this works just as well, to be honest with you. I will do this one. Okay, since this is the front cover, I'm going to go ahead and clip these. Once we glue this down, that will also hold these threads and will prevent the paper from falling out of the seams of the sewing. So there we go. I don't know if you can see that, but the black is the faux stitching. And I don't know, you just can't see it. My lighting is wrong. I've ordered a new light. There it is. Ah, there it is. So let's do the one for the back page. That's a little back stitch I'm doing. So this morning I've been watching, I didn't watch any of my regular YouTubes. I've been watching mixed media because I really want to do another mixed media piece. Can only go so long without putting a paintbrush in my hand or working on a canvas. I tried to give it up years ago, a couple of times, but I just can't. I just love what can happen on the canvas, and you know, there's magic there. There's magic in these journals too. You know, I go back and I look at some of the journals I've made and I'm like, wow, I did that. And it's just so fun, you know. There, I think I've made it close to that first stitch. Watch, we'll find. No, I did. Look at that. I connected them. Woohoo! That's what I was hoping for. So I tied on the front first, because then when you tie it on the back, it pulls tight, and it kind of pulls that knot down next to the hole. Doesn't pull it through or anything. And if you leave a little knot in it like that, it shows that. But now when you pull this, see, it pulls that down in there. And I like that. Now, it'd be, some people do pull that through all the way. I think it's just as easy to take all 4 threads and tie them up, and especially since it's on the paper. You know, I don't trust that it's not going to come undone around the paper. So tying it up makes me believe it's going to stay there forever. Okay, set that aside now. We'll turn off the machine. Now, we are going to use Fabri-Tac. This isn't a flower I cut out of the other one. We may just place it on the back. We'll see. We have plenty of time for that. Okay, Fabri-Tac. And I just filled this up last week, so. And you'll see I'm going over my sewing. Just to really make it secure. Well, and I'm going off the edges just to make a gluey mess. I do want to get, you know, next to the edges, because that's where the paper lifts, and you know how it is. Gosh, isn't that a beautiful color back there? Wowie, wowie, wowie. Okay. So about 1/8 of an inch. And that will just about do it. Let me get my towel. Oh, this glue is cold this morning. Oh, isn't that, oh gosh, you guys, it is so fabulous. It feels, oh my gosh, it is wonderful. It's like magic. I said that once today, but this is, I mean, it feels so beautiful. It's like, oh. I want you all to hold it and feel it and touch it, because you'll love it as much as I do. Okay, this one's going to go over here. If it's cut about the same, it'll be about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. It looks like it could be slightly shorter, or the envelope could be out of whack on this one as well. This is that same paper, but on this side it's a light pink, and on the other side it was that purple mauve color. Isn't that something? Don't want that much right on the edge. That would cause a problem, wouldn't it? Okay, right along the edge. There, did it. Got there. One thing good about it is if the edge pops up a little bit, we can go back and put our glue nib under there, or tip under the paper, and squish some glue in there. Okay, I'm going to start with the front side. Oh my gosh. I think it's a combination of sewing and the rubbing and the gluing, and it just, you know, the texture on it and everything is absolutely fantastic. Oh, I absolutely love it. So this piece here that I sewed for the front cover, I was thinking that I'll put it back in here and maybe we'll turn it into a pocket back here. It's my thought. Or it could go front and there could be a pocket there, but I like it better in the back. So that was my idea on that. Okay, now we have that. So now let's talk about this front cover. Do we want to make a little lacy or raggedy piece for the front? Or do we want to add a lace to it? Is this the one I pulled out? This one might be too big. Oh yeah, it's the one I pulled out because it can go on both sides. Like this. It is very pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's what we'll use, is that. You know, if we wanted some of this under there, we could sure tear some. I mean, it would cover up the flowers even more, but that is pretty, isn't it? Very pretty. So we could actually tear a piece of that just slightly bigger than this, and it could be an additional part of it. First, let's cut this down. We can cut the top off and the bottom off once we get it all sewn into the signature. So a piece of this, let's move that, let's move that. That thing keeps getting in my way. It's going to get thrown away after a bit. So we would want to tear that edge and fray it. That one's already frayed. Let's look at this piece again. We can tear it that way a little more. Just cut it a little more. And then decisions, Ange. My goodness, girl. Okay, that piece has got to get out of there. We're just looking. It may not work. Oh, I tore it crooked. I did. Look at that. That's no good. There's a nice tag tie. Okay. Yeah, it is just a crooked piece, I'm afraid. Let's tear the back side and see what happens. See if that'll straighten it up. There's another tag tie. Guys, get back there. This may not work because the fabric might not tear right. Yeah, it's just not going to do what I want it to do. The only thing I can think of is that it might be worth it to tear it down the middle and then put a little piece on that side, a little piece on that side. Because then we could put it at least on there straight. You know what? I don't think I like it as well now. Sometimes when a piece gives you problems, you just kind of go back and look at it and think, well, you know, it gave me a problem for a reason. I did like it, but I don't now. So, put that over there. I think it might be this piece that is wider here and shorter here. I think. Yeah, I think we'll put this on here. So, what's the best way? To open it and glue it down and leave it alone? So my other thought was, now on these beads, now I don't like it now, putting the beads on the outside. I think we'll just sew the signature in and then we'll glue this on to hold our signature ties down. She changes her mind again. Oh! It happens, my friends, it happens. Now, what do I do with that little green piece that I need? Not that one. This one. Our spine helper. Let's put it right side up. Okay. So, let's get this signature sewn in. Do we want to leave that envelope? If we do, if we want to leave that color, which I don't think I do, I don't really appreciate that color in there right now. I would like an envelope in there. Let me grab one from over here. Let's see. No. Oh my goodness. Oh, I do have those. Those are nice. Oh, I have that too. That's going to be too thick. I do have these pretty white ones. I have two of them, in fact. These have a beautiful linen-like texture on them. I just love them. See? It's just pretty. I don't know if you can see the lines in it, but it's beautiful. It's kind of like a linen envelope. So if we're going to put that in there, then first we need to seal this up. If our glue works, and it does. I might be off camera while I'm gluing because I'm off to the side. Okay. And then I would suppose that we would want to fold it this way The nice thing about this is it almost gives a piece of ephemera right in there already. It didn't like being folded right there with wet glue. Okay, so if we put it right here, so there's that one. And then we have ephemera. And then we go back to the very first signature. There's ephemera. And we'll put this one up there. Anyway, we can, I didn't need to put glue like that. We can collage over these as a piece of pocket ephemera for that page. And that little piece of glue I got in there. And these will make very nice little tuck pockets, won't they? Okay, we'll go ahead and fold that over, and then we'll straighten the paper back out once we open it. Oh, there. Oh, no. Okay, so right here. Okay, now what I am going to do is take this piece and I am going to make my holes in it. I don't normally use this book. No, I'm not going to use that book. It does not work for that. Where is my book? Is it back here? Don't look at the naughty words. Do not, do not. Don't look at those words. They're not good for your eyes. I'll put a paper over it and hope it's disguised. How's that? Let's find the center. Let's get that big piece of glue off the table. 8.5. So 4 1/4. Right there, right? 4 4 is 8. 4/4 is half, 8.5. Okay. Now, you probably saw me do this the last time. It made putting the signature in so much easier. Punching the first one and the spine. There we go. And then we want to come in. Oh gosh. I usually come in about 1 inch. I wonder if we should do 1.5 inches. 1 3/4 inches would get the tip of that, but that's too much to flop around up there. We'll come in our 1 inch. Where's my pencil? I probably threw it back in the drawer, didn't I? And then 1 inch. Right in there somewhere. Had to mark it so I could see it. It's actually right there. Actually, got that from Carol Frugoli. She got it from her granddaughter, but it just sounds so cute when she was telling about it. Oh, perfect. It's hard to balance this under there where it needs to go. You kind of need it to have that little bend in it. I don't know why, but I guess I just think that it needs it. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to make sure I have this the right way up. Right there and right here. And I am going to even this up in here. So is that about it? 1/4 inch. Yeah, this has to go this way just slightly. This is okay. There is just over 1/4 inch, and that is just 1/4 of an inch. Okay. See if I got them. They need to be on the center line there. You know, it's funny how you look at doing things and then you get all these ideas in your head, and then you go to try them out and they don't work. It just does not work. And it's like, hey, wait a minute. That was not what my idea was. Okay. There we go. So now we have our holes lined up. I'm going to hold it up to the light, and yes, I do. Right about there. Yep, there it is. Okay. So now what I do is I take my book that I'm going to use to punch my holes, and we'll take a look at this first and make sure everything is evened up where we want it. That's in the middle. And we'll make sure all our papers are the right way. See, like this one, it needs to go up a little bit. There we go. that back in. Soul Dreaming. That's probably okay there. If you want it even, then you need to take it up. If you want it in about the middle. There's our envelope, and there's our center. Okay. Now this is the problem character right here. So what I'm going to do, I think, oops, not with that one, I'm not. No, I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to just pull it on both sides. If it doesn't work, I'll take it out. Oh. Yeah. It's doing its own thing already. I think it's because it's on the outside of the page here. So it's a little slippery. Okay, now I'm going to put this in there so that it's right side up. Our kitty's facing the correct direction, so now we just got to face this the right direction. And I'm going to take my ruler and get it down in the curvature of that spine of the book, this book, the naughty book. If you're more comfortable putting the bulldog clips on, then that would be fine. You could do that. That would be no problem at all. Hopefully these are going through the spine into the correct places. Well, it's pretty darn close. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take that paper out. I'll clip its holes in a minute. Excuse my head for getting in the way. There we go, that's better. Okay, this one we'll be able to just probably punch through. It's quickly losing its place in the journal. Okay, that piece goes on the outside. Oh, that'll hold it steady once we get that in there. Okay, let me grab some string. We have white going over the spine. Wrong part. That's Christmas. That's flowers. We do have white. Do we want white? Do we want brown? Do we want kind of an ivory? I originally thought maybe we were going to go with pink. That has been 45 minutes for us. 46 minutes. So we'll finish sewing this in and then we'll be done. On the inside though it's blue, So let's go with this color. This will kind of match up. We could go with stark white, but I don't think that'll work. Got gluey fingers. 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And a teeny weeny bit more. Oh, that goes in my other glue. Okay. Needle. We need a needle. It's a needle in a haystack. Yep, I definitely got to get things moved around. I got to get all these drawers off the desk and get a much more sturdy place for my camera. Okay. Right side up, upside down. Right side up, upside down. Okay. Whoops. Oh, that was a bad one. I can see the page that's being naughty there. Right there. That's a far bigger hole than I wanted in there, but look at that. Sure makes it much easier. Ugh, get out of there. There we go. Yep. Just in case we want to tie something out there. Ooh, loose. Let's see. This one, I think it is. There we go. And all sewn in. Look at that. Cool. So while you are away from the camera, oh hey, I forgot to sew my little thing inside right there. Oh, darn it. I meant to sew it in right here, just for beauty, for beauty's sake. So much to think about. Okay, while you're away from the camera, I'm going to attach this. just like this. And when you come back, we will go to the inside and start working on our ephemera. And we do have this fancy pocket thingy we can decide about. Can go on the back page. It'd make a nice big pocket for letters or something like that. We can actually add some lace to it. And I have some lacy stuff, I think. Like I was telling you, we made the lace the other day. And I'd like to add some lacy, scrappy bits to it. This paper did go in crooked, so we may even that off a little bit, front and back. But it's not bad. And then we have our really cute pocket here. I think that's adorable. But yeah, look at that. Nice. But yes, we'll put that on and we'll decorate the front if we want to when we're done. We probably should put something there that says all mine or something like that. No, I don't know what we'll put on there. But yeah. But this I would like to kind of dress up a little bit. I have some ideas. Tina from Shabby Dabby Doodah did a thing on covers, a series, and it was really awesome. So I would like to kind of turn this into one of those covers, but it'll be a pocket. So I think it'll be really cool. Okay, well, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. I hope you all had a good time sewing in a signature. I always sew mine in on camera. I don't know. I probably don't need to. But just in case somebody knew and they want to know how I did it. So there we go. Okay, well, come back tomorrow and we'll start dressing this up. Talk to you later. Bye.